Welcome into Eagles Extra. I'm your host, Josh Kolodziejski. We have a packed show today. We have guests, we have out-in-the-field interviews with players and coaches, and so much more. But first, let's begin with a new Northwestern sport that's beginning its season, UNW Women's Lacrosse. It was announced last year, and it's starting this year. Mark Myers caught up with the head coach.
Thanks, Josh. I'm here with UNW's first ever women's lacrosse coach, Taylor Deachin. Taylor, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, let's just hop right into it. What is the most exciting part about having UNW women's lacrosse here?
It's just a great opportunity just to glorify God through another sport at Northwestern. We're going to be playing a lot of different teams that most of our other sports don't get to play against, so we'll be able to evangelize through our play and hopefully glorify God in different states. We're going to Colorado this year, which is super exciting, playing a Texas team as well, 2 Texas teams, and so it's just really exciting. The men's program is starting next year. It's a growing sport and just really excited for it.
You talked about it being a growing sport, and obviously there's quite a few girls out for women's lacrosse. How excited are the girls for this upcoming season, their first ever season?
Yes. Oh, they're absolutely ecstatic. They're pumped. They're in the weight room. We started practice a week ago. They're constantly doing things on their own, super internally motivated, which is what I love. It's just been a pleasure to be a part of the first couple weeks of practice and super excited as we grow from here.
All right, you heard it here. You heard it here, Eagles fans. Taylor Deachin, thank you so much. I hope you have a great upcoming season. That was Taylor Deachin for UNW Women's Lacrosse. Back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Mark. Switching sports now, the regular season for UNW basketball is coming to an end in the coming weeks. Joining me now are the remnants and Eagles extras, Jonathan Barch and David Peterson. So, David, we'll start off with the men's basketball team. You, one of the assistant coaches on the team, get to go to most of the games. This last weekend against North Central, big win against them, especially coming after a loss earlier on in the season. 6 guys in double-digit points. It's not like North Central had a bad offensive game. Northwestern just had everyone firing on all cylinders. When this team is rolling like that, is there any way that they can really be beat?
No, when we're playing that way offensively, it's going to be really hard to beat us. We've got so many guys, all 5 starters, Cody Springer, Porter Morell, Michael Carney, Will Gissler, Kyle Ohms. They can all score 25 or more points on any given night. Clay Ulrock can come off the bench and score. Peter Marion can come off the bench and score. Anderson Brazil, we can go on and on. So many guys can come and score, and it's just too hard to stop that many guys. You got to pick one, and if you pick to stop Michael Carney, then Porter Morell will score. If you want to stop Will Gissler, Kyle Ohms will score. It's just too hard when they're rolling like that.
And I know in the first game against North Central, there was a little bit of controversy. There was a little bit of edginess because there was some, celebrations happening in the middle of the game by some of the North Central players that some of the Northwestern Eagles didn't take too kindly to. I know I, up in the press box, up in the studio, didn't take too kindly to some of the things that were going on. So how big is that when given that sort of context?
Well, it's a good rivalry. We're about 10 minutes away. We obviously have won the conference a lot of years here in a row, so teams always want to beat us. They get a little chippy with us. We don't care about that. There was no talk about revenge or anything like that going against North Central. We were just trying to get a win and move on, and we accomplished it.
And then coming into this weekend, it's Bethany Lutheran, it's Martin Luther. The last time they played, January 8th, January 9th, Northwestern shot lights out from behind the arc. 49% against Bethany Lutheran, and then even better at 58% against Martin Luther. How are they able to have that much success, and is that sustainable into this next weekend's slate of games?
Well, we just have a lot of really good shooters. It's as simple as that. A lot of guys can step up, knock down shots, knock down tough contested shots, and those 2 teams, they like to play some zone. So when they play zone against us, that really kind of plays right into our strengths for our great shooters. And we were really hot last time we played those 2 teams. Hopefully it happens again, but sometimes the shots just don't fall, so we'll see what happens this weekend.
So good luck to the guys, and then now to the girls. Jonathan, the Northwestern Eagles women's basketball team, also a very good weekend against North Central. They come away with a big win, 4 different players in double digits. In the last 6 of the last 8 games, Taryn Tumbleson and Jessica Cole have both gone into double digits. So not only do you have, people like Amy Berglund, Reagan Cooper that have the potential each and every night to go off for double digits. But now we're starting to see some of these younger players come on up and take hold of this team. Jessica Cole was coming off the bench until recently. Taryn Tumbleson still coming off the bench, but they're still able to provide offensive firepower. Why is that?
Well, they just have a really versatile team. I mean, like you mentioned, they have some of the younger players that are getting better quality minutes now. I think it's a really encouraging thing to see if you're going to be an Eagles fan, because some of these backup players are like the future of the team, and so it's good to see them getting some good varsity minutes and like doing an excellent job pulling their weight and scoring, all that, like you mentioned. Jessica Cole's been doing excellent, and so I think the Eagles are going to be in good hands going forward.
And they play Martin Luther and Bethany Lutheran as well, Friday and Saturday. So especially Bethany Lutheran, there was some chippiness in that game the last time these two teams played. There was a little bit of physicality, probably the most physical game that I've seen them play so far over the course of the season. And it's kind of a rivalry kind of starting to start here, because they have a lot of good young players, especially their freshman, Haley Sandine, is near the top of the UMAC in scoring in points per game. But last time they were able to shut her down 2 for 22. How does the defense respond coming back, Northwestern's defense, to the task of trying to shut down Haley Sandine again?
Yeah, so it's going to be a difficult task, but I think it's going to be, well, since this game is a home game, that'll be going for them. But yeah, I think they just need to stick to what they did last time. Just keep using that formula to shut her down. And like you mentioned, though, she is a really good scorer, and so it's going to be a difficult task, but I think the Eagles are definitely up to it. And this game is a critical game to do that in, because the Eagles are in second in the UMAC right now, and Bethany Lutheran is in third, and so this is going to be a critical game for the UMAC standings.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me here on set. We'll have the Northwestern Eagles games that can be seen Friday at 5:30 p.m. For the men's, then at 7:30 for the women's, and then Saturday at 3 and Saturday at 5 on UNWEagles.com. It was an exciting week for one Northwestern sport, Northwestern tennis. Captains of both the men's and women's tennis teams, Karen Moe and CJ Lloyd, were named NCCAA Student Athletes of the Week. And Karen Moe was also named UMAC Player of the Week. And joining me now are captains of the men's tennis teams, CJ Lloyd and Josh Kimball. Thanks for stopping by, guys. So this last weekend, you guys got your first conference matchup against North Central. You guys win 9-0. So for those, I mean, most of the people watching this will understand how like individual tennis scoring works, but how does team scoring work in terms of for Northwestern as a team going forward and beating North Central?
Yeah, so against North Central, we won 9-0, and it was a really good match. So for the scoring there, it works as we have 6 singles and we have 3 doubles teams. So it's usually the top 6 play singles, and they also usually play doubles. And
then, so with the success that you guys had over the weekend, I mean, North Central was picked, I think, 6th in the preseason poll, but at the same time, that's still a game that you guys have to win. You guys were able to dominate that. So how were you guys able to have so much success?
You know, I just think we went out there, we played our best. We played pretty good tennis that day in North Central. Maybe it was at the start of their season, maybe haven't had as many practices as us, so there's a competitive advantage there, and we were really able to take it to them this year. And that's good, because last year we struggled. We didn't lose against them, but we struggled a little bit against them, so it's a good start to the season.
So you guys won all 6 of the singles, all the 3 doubles matchups to have that 9-0 win, and then also against the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Kind of take us through that matchup as well.
Yeah, they were a tougher matchup for us for sure. It was our first match of the season. We got a really young team this year, so it was really good for them to get a taste of the competition and really just, you know, feel things out, get through their first matches. And it was really good to see the young guys really pulling through, and they're playing their best. And you know, it shows a really bright future for us as a team.
Well, that's definitely exciting for Northwestern Eagles fans moving forward. CJ, you were named the NCCAA Student Athlete of the Week, as we just kind of mentioned. What is that honor like? What does it mean to have that honor for you personally?
Personally, you know, it's really cool. It's really nice to get that. But, you know, we stand as a team, so the individual stuff, it's really cool to get. But as a team, it's way more important for us to win conference and go out there, have our matches in Florida, and do well in those.
And yeah, and it'll be a fun couple of weeks coming up. In the preseason, you guys were ranked #1 overall, or you guys in the voting, you guys were ranked #1, just ahead of St. Scholastica. So knowing that you guys, I mean, going forward, kind of have that sort of mindset for success. What is the mindset in practice? Does that make it harder at practice, knowing that maybe other teams that believe they got shortchanged are trying to come after you now, or does it feel like you kind of have a target on your chest?
I mean, I can tell you that St. Scholastica definitely got shortchanged. They beat us last year in the UMAC championship 9-0. So for them not to be number one, I don't understand how that happened. So in our minds, we're still the underdog. We're still the number 2 in the conference. We're looking to knock off St. Scholastica this year. It'll be tough, but I think that we have the potential to do that. So that's exciting. But I don't know if we were worthy of the number 1 seed going into the season.
But knowing that you are, does that change the mindset at all in practices and games?
Honestly, for us, it doesn't. We got to have the drive. We got to have the motivation. We got to have passion every single day we go out there. And we got to train like we're the underdogs. We got to train like we got to get these guys every day. So, I mean, it's really a test to say, you know what? They rated us there. We got to forget it. We got to go out and perform. So. And
Josh, you mentioned the St. Scholastica, being shortchanged and probably feeling like they've been shortchanged. You guys have a matchup on the 27th of February, I believe, against them. So what's the scouting report on those guys looking ahead?
I mean, they have a good team again this year. They always have a good team. They have their best player coming back, who CJ almost beat. He lost in a third set tiebreaker last year. So be excited to see how CJ does against him. And they're bringing back maybe 3 or 4 other people from their lineup. So definitely be a very seasoned and experienced squad, which will be a good test for us. But I'm excited to give them our best shot. I think that we can come away knowing who we are as a tennis team and where we have to be. And I think that we could, if we play some good tennis, come away with the W that day.
And that's a couple weeks from now. There's a couple of matches that you guys have until then, specifically just tomorrow, the 12th, against Hamlin. So what are you guys thinking going forward in that matchup? Focusing on them, what have you guys been working on in practice, and kind of what's the mindset in the scouting report on Hamlin?
The mindset against Hamlin, it's pretty much the same as Scholastica. I mean, last year they knocked us down. They beat us. And this year we're looking to get them. It's going to be a test for us, our younger players. I mean, we got a really good squad this year, so we're really excited to see how they perform. So that'll be a big difference for us. We got a really strong middle of our lineup, and that'll help us a ton.
And sorry, Josh.
Yeah, it should be a close match. I'm excited to see it. It should be hopefully a 5-4 victory is my estimate. That's my guess.
And out of conference games, I guess if you look on paper and you look at the big picture, they don't mean as much technically as the in-conference games. But I'm sure you guys, looking at that one, that whole thing doesn't really matter. You guys want the victory, obviously. So, but do you guys look at this game as a little bit less important, or do you look at it the same way?
Every time we go out there, we got to win. I mean, that's just. I don't think there's anything that's less important than anything. As many wins as we can get. Our goals, we've set them as, we want to have more wins than losses, and we're sticking to that.
Yep. So it's a MyX school. Always fun to beat a MyX school.
Absolutely.
It definitely is the rival conference to the UMAC here in Minnesota. So, talk to us about why some of the fans should come out and watch you guys play. I know some of your matchups take place in Lifetime. I don't know, like a Lifetime Fitness is. I think this one's in Lifetime in Fridley. I don't know exactly how the setup for fans works there. But when you guys start to move outdoors, why should fans come out and watch you guys play?
Okay, I guess so we have a really nice complex now. We got it last year. Super blessed to have all that with the new sports facility and stuff. And it's just really fun to have fans out there. The more intense they are, the more intense we get, the better we play in general. So it's really cool to see that atmosphere, and just the support's really cool to have.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Good luck tomorrow against Hamlin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Northwestern baseball has begun practicing, but because of the snow and the cold, the team has been forced to practice indoors. Eagles Extra's Brennan Scarborough chatted with a couple of captains to share their thoughts.
It's good coming here because not a lot of people have this opportunity in the UMAC, or these northern states sometimes get trapped in a gym or a field house. So it's nice getting to come here and kind of run around and play some baseball.
It's just a lot more open space for us. We can stretch out the throws and get more game-like reps in.
Thanks, Brennan. We end with football news. The team announced that they have reached a 3-year agreement with Business Impact Group that will outfit the Eagles in Adidas uniforms and apparel to better enhance the overall football brand of Northwestern. The announcement comes on the heels of the Eagles finishing their second straight 8-win season. That's all the time we have today. I'm Josh Kolodziejski. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.